Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Mays. This is the Municipal Court for the City of Kennesaw. This is a plea and arraignment calendar. First, I appreciate everyone going through the screening process to come into the building this morning. While you're inside the building at all times, please continue to wear your mask over your nose and your mouth and maintain 6 feet of social distance to those around you. There are hand sanitizing stations available for your use throughout the building. Please feel free to use those as you see fit. All court personnel and staff have gone through the same screening process that you did to come into the building this morning. You all will have an opportunity to speak with the solicitor about your case, and the solicitor will call you back individually to talk with you. I'll continue to take cases as they're ready to be heard, and we'll do our best to move through the calendar this morning with alacrity. These are the announcements for the 9 a.m. calendar. We do also have calendars at 10 and 11 this morning. We do that to maintain smaller numbers of folks in the courtroom at any one point in time for health and safety reasons. I also have a video I'm going to show you in just a few moments that contains some very useful information for you regarding your constitutional rights, the process for plea and arraignment day, what your options are for moving forward with your case this morning, and some information for you regarding the types of trial available for you should you choose to go to trial in your case. We have the diversions. We'll go ahead and call those first to get them going. Have they been fingerprinted or need to be fingerprinted? Okay. Let's see, City of Kennesaw versus Scion, Garcia, Vance. Good morning. How are you? See, Mr. Garcia, Vance, I know you're here because you're on the diversion program.
Yes, sir.
And I have reviewed all of your file and the documents that you've submitted with regards to diversion. And it looks like you've completed everything as far as the essay and the letters and the community service goes. Have you been able to pay the diversion fee yet?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I thought that was the case. Just wanted to make sure. So it looks like what you're down to for this morning would just be a final drug screen. I did read your essay and I read the letters of recommendation that the folks wrote for you. And I really am pleased with how this is you've moved through this and moved through this well and successfully so far.
Thank you.
Particularly enjoyed the letter from your friend who you encouraged to get back into skateboarding. So do you still do that a good bit?
Yes, sir.
Do you skate over at Swift Cantrell?
All the time.
It's pretty neat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this coming from a guy who hadn't stepped on a skateboard in 25 years, but used to enjoy it a great deal. That skate park makes me wish I still could.
Right.
So I'm glad it's being enjoyed. It's pretty neat. I wish there had been something like that when I was young. It's really kind of cool. I saw that you're interested in fashion design.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you're doing with that.
That's actually crazy. We just yesterday or Sunday night, there was a venue in Atlanta and it was called Mad World, and a whole bunch of artists from Atlanta came there, and I'm part of a team called Dingus ATL, and we create clothing.
Okay.
And we made a one-on-one collection, and like we had a pop-up shop there, like set it up, set our rack up, set all our pieces up. Like it's really cool.
And how did it go?
It was really good, really good. We almost sold out of like everything that we made.
That's fantastic. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that you're having success with it.
Thank you.
Now, are you in school, or looks like you're headed back to school?
Yes, sir.
Super. And what are you going to study?
I'm waiting to see if I'm getting into University of North Georgia right now.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, everything appears to be in order. I just need to ask you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in the matter that's pending before this court shall be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right. So kind of tell me in your own words how this program has impacted you.
It's definitely opened my mind and the way that I used to go about things. I don't feel like I was as focused on what really mattered to me. And this program has definitely made me realize like you gotta lock in and really go for what you want and not play around with anything because it can literally be over like that quick. And just being in those risk reduction classes and watching the videos and hearing everyone talk, it was inspiring in a way because like I am a younger person, and in that class, like it was filled with older people, and it was like, okay, like you're young, seeing an example right now of what can happen, and really just made me have a different perspective, more open-minded for sure.
Fantastic. Well, so the only thing we have left is a drug screen today. Are you going to pass an alcohol and drug screen?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. So all we need to do is you do need to have your fingerprints taken real quick, take a drug screen. As long as you pass that drug screen, you do not need to see me again. And I'll be more than happy to sign the null pros, the dismissal of the charge at that point in time. And this will not show as a conviction on your record.
Sounds good.
All right. I appreciate your hard work and diligence.
Thank you.
If you have a seat right over here, they'll get you for fingerprints, and then they'll let me know when the drug screen's done, and I'll sign off on this, okay? All right. City of Kennesaw versus Riley Harvin. Nope, not here. Okay. City of Kennesaw versus Ava Horner. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Let's see, ma'am, and you're on the diversion program for underage possession of alcohol.
Yes, sir.
And I've read your essay as well as your evaluation and the letters of recommendation that you submitted. I also remember that at the time you went on the diversion program, you were positive for THC at the time.
I tested negative. I would.
No, but
But-
you were honest with us
Yes,
that it
sir.
was,
Yes,
that
sir.
you'd used it.
It
So
was.
that's
Yes, sir.
really what's most important.
Yes, sir. I understand that.
So what I'd like for you to do is kind of tell me how this program has impacted you or changed the way that you look at things.
Okay. So since I've been on the program, I've kind of realized like I want to be more focused on my school. Stuff like drugs and alcohol isn't very important in the real world. It's not something that should be a priority or a focus in my life, because it has put me in risk in my future. Just by me being on the program in the first place was something that I never would have thought would happen to me. And I just kind of got caught up and didn't really have my mind in the right place. So since I've been on the program, I've kind of realized and taken a step back and decided what I want for myself. And I don't want this. I want to, get my education. I want to be a pediatric physical therapist, and things like that don't really help me progress to that. So I've kind of reorganized my life since the program, started working more, started studying more, kind of focusing on the things that I should be.
Right. And I do see that you've completed all the requirements of the program. Have you paid the diversion fee?
Yes, sir.
Thought so. I think the only thing that is left is the alcohol and drug screen. If you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in the matter pending before this court shall be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right. During the course of this program, have you used or taken any alcohol or other illegal substance?
No, sir.
Are you going to pass a drug and alcohol screen today?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then as long as that's the case, then as long as you pass that screen, then everything else is in order, and I'll be able to sign off on this for you to dismiss this charge so that it does not show as a conviction on your record. You'll have a seat in the courtroom. They'll take you back for the screen in just a moment.
Thank you so much.
The City of Kennesaw versus Hunter Wright.
How's it going?
It's going well, Mr. Wright. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Mr. Wright, you are here on the diversion program for underage possession of alcohol. And I've read your essay as well as read the letters of recommendation and the evaluation that you had done. Tell me a little bit about how this has impacted your life.
So I'd say a really unexpected outcome of this was I got a lot of support from my family and then my friends. I call them friends, the people who wrote me the letters. One is a ex-employer and one was an old teacher of mine.
Yeah.
So it's just their support was actually really overwhelming. And recently I'd lost my grandfather. So it was needed. It helped a lot.
Good. And so I think you've completed everything that is necessary. Have you paid the diversion fee?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then all that is left is a drug screen today. If you please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in the matter pending before this court shall be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. I do.
Are you going to pass an alcohol and drug screen today?
Yes, sir. I will.
All right. As long as you pass that screen, then we'll have successfully completed the diversion program. So you just need to take the screen. If you pass the screen, you don't need to see me again, but they'll let me know and I'll sign off on the dismissal for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I wish you good luck. City of Kennesaw versus Nicholas Holden. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. So, Mr. Holden, you're here for the diversion program for underage possession of alcohol. And I've read your essay and your letters of recommendation as well as your evaluation. Tell me a little bit about how this program has affected you.
So one thing I realized that I'm just at the point in my life to where I have a lot going for me, that the alcohol just isn't worth it. I have my internship coming up, and just something as stupid as just underage consumption is not worth risking my whole future. I'm also at that point in my college career where I'm starting to be able to see the finish line for graduating, which is something that's extremely important to me and my family. And that has really made me realize that there's more important things in life.
Very good. How is school going?
It's going pretty good. We're actually, I believe we only have about 3 or 4 weeks left of this semester. So right around finals time.
Are you ready then for your finals?
Yes, I feel like I'm pretty confident. I mean, I'm doing pretty well in all my classes.
Fantastic. It looks like you have completed everything. Have you paid the diversion fee?
Yes, sir, I have.
All right. If you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in the matter pending before this court shall be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you going to pass an alcohol and drug screen today?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right. As long as you pass the alcohol and drug screen, you've completed all the other aspects of the diversion program, and I would be able to sign a dismissal for your case at that time. So if you have a seat in the courtroom, they'll call you back for the drug screen in a moment. If you pass the screen, you don't need to see me again, and I'll sign off on it for you.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I wish you good luck. City of Kennesaw versus Dennis Culler. Good morning. How are you?
Doing well, sir.
Let's see, sir, you have citations for public intoxication and failure to appear. And it looks like you wish to enter pleas of guilty to both charges. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
If you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in the matter of that's pending before this court shall be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I will.
All right, I'm going to show you a few documents that talk about your constitutional rights and go over those with you. First, I'm showing you what's been marked waiver of right to counsel. Have you had the chance to review this document?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to an attorney to represent you in this case. If you are unable to obtain an attorney, you may request a court-appointed attorney. By signing this document, you're waiving or giving up that right and moving forward with your plea today. Do you wish to waive your right to an attorney in this case?
I do.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Accept your waiver. Showing you what's been marked a waiver of jury trial. Have you had the chance to review this document?
Yes, sir.
You have the rights to a trial by jury in this case. Do you wish to waive that right and continue with your plea today?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept your waiver. I'm showing you what's been marked a plea proceeding record, acknowledgement, and waiver of rights. Have you had the chance to review this document?
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to waive the rights explained in this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Accept your waivers. The solicitors made a recommendation in your case of a fine of $700, 6 months probation, terms and conditions of probation to include to abstain from the use of alcohol and drugs, to be subjected to random alcohol and drug test, to obtain an alcohol and drug use evaluation and follow all further directives for treatment and counseling, and to get that evaluation done in the next 30 days, to attend 3 Alcoholics or Narcotics Anonymous meetings and 1 counseling session per week. Your probation can be terminated after 3 months if you paid the fine in full and completed all conditions of probation. Only thing I would add is to pay all fines and surcharges and complete all special conditions at least in the first 3 months of the probation. Is this the plea that you'd like for me to accept?
Yes, sir.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Is anyone making you or forcing you to enter this plea today?
No, sir.
Are the allegations of the city with regards to these charges true and correct?
Yes.
All right, I'll accept your pleas of guilty to public intoxication and failure to appear. I find that the pleas are freely and voluntarily given and that there's a factual basis for your pleas. The sentence of the court is a fine of $700, 6 months probation with the terms and conditions of probation we just discussed. You will need to meet with probation before you leave today. So if you'll have a seat in the courtroom, they'll call you back in just a moment.
Thank you.
I wish you good luck. Yes. Good. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. I'm fine. If she wants to go ahead and start doing that towards that, that's fine. Yeah, just to approve or just to allow her to do, just to write it on the wall. There we go. I just added to allow conversion of fine to community service. All other terms and conditions remain in full effect. Yeah. City of Kennesaw versus Ronald Drake. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am excellent, thank you. Or as I normally say, better than I deserve.
Yes, sir. See, Mr. Drake, you have a citation for speeding 11 to 14 over the limit, and you wish to enter a plea of guilty. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in the matter that's pending before this court shall be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I'm going to show you a few documents that talk about your constitutional rights and go over those briefly with you. First, I'm showing you what's been marked waiver of right to counsel. Have you had the chance to review this document?
Yes, sir, I have.
You have the right to an attorney to represent you in this case. If you are unable to obtain an attorney, you may request a court-appointed attorney. By signing this document, you're waiving or giving up that right in moving forward with your plea today. Do you wish to waive your right to an attorney?
Yes, I do.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir, it is.
I'll accept your waiver. Showing you what's been marked a waiver of jury trial. Have you had the chance to review this document?
I have.
You have the right to a trial by jury in this case. Do you wish to waive that right and continue with your plea today?
Yes, I do.
Is this your signature?
Yes, it is.
I'll accept your waiver. And I'm showing you what's been marked a plea proceeding record, acknowledgement, and waiver of rights. Have you had the chance to review this document?
Yes, sir, I have.
Do you wish to waive the rights explained in this document?
Yes, I do.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir, it is.
I'll accept your waivers and find that they're willingly, knowingly, and voluntarily given. The solicitors made a recommendation in your case of a fine of $162.50, 12 months probation. Probation can be terminated immediately upon payment in full of the fine. And if paid in the next 30 days, there'd be no probation fee. The only thing I would add would be to pay all fines and surcharges, at least in the first 6 months of that probation.
Okay.
Is this the plea that you'd like for me to accept?
Yes, sir, it is.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
I am, yes.
Is anyone making you or forcing you to enter this plea today?
No, sir, no one, other than my wife.
That doesn't count.
I mean, I had to throw that in there because it is the truth, yeah. The truth and nothing but the truth, right?
Yes, sir. Are the allegations of the city with regards to this charge essentially true? And
Yes, sir, they are.
All right. Well, I'll accept your plea of guilty to speeding 11 to 14 over. I find that the plea is freely and voluntarily given and that there's a factual basis for your plea. The sentence of the court is a fine of $162.50, 12 months probation with the terms and conditions of probation we discussed. You will need to meet briefly with probation before you leave today.
Mhm.
So you'll have a seat in the courtroom. They'll call you back in a moment, and I wish you good luck. Yes, sir. City of Kennesaw versus Jeremy Dawkins. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Sir, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. So, Mr. Dawkins, you have charges of driving under the influence of alcohol, improper lane change, and a license violation for failure to change your license within 60 days of moving. And it appears you wish to enter pleas of not guilty to all charges and demand a trial by jury. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll be happy to grant your motion. We'll get you set for a jury trial on these matters. You'll receive notice of your jury trial date in the next 20 to 30 days. It'll only get mailed once, and they'll mail it to the Old Mill Road address that you've provided. Is that the best address for you?
Yes, sir, the 366.
That's it.
Yes, sir. And also this is gonna be binding to Cobb County,
Yes,
State court,
the jury trial will occur in Cobb County State Court. So
Yes,
you'll
sir.
receive notice in about 20 to 30 days from the clerk of that court with your jury trial date to show up and be ready.
yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, I wish you good luck.
Luck.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Mays. This is the City of Kennesaw Municipal Court. Today is the plea and arraignment calendar. These are the announcements for the 10 a.m. calendar. Appreciate everyone being here this morning. I also appreciate you going through the screening process to come into the building this morning. While you're inside the building at all times, please continue to wear your mask over your nose and your mouth and maintain 6 feet of social distance to those around you. There are hand sanitizing stations available for your use throughout the building. Please feel free to use those as you see fit. All court personnel and staff have gone through the same screening process that you did to come into the building this morning. You all will have the opportunity to speak with the solicitor about your case. The solicitor will call you back individually to talk with you. Also, I'm going to show you a video in just a moment that contains some very useful information for you regarding your constitutional rights, process for plea and arraignment day, what your options are for moving forward with your case this morning, and some information for you regarding the types of trial available for you should you choose to go to trial in your case. We'll go ahead and get the video started. Hello, I'm Judge Luke Mays. Welcome to Municipal Court Plea and Arraignment Day. There are 3 areas I would like to cover with you before we get started. First, your constitutional rights. Second, the purpose of Plea and Arraignment Day. And third, I will briefly explain the trial process. With regards to your constitutional rights, you have the same basic fundamental constitutional rights that apply in all other courts. Your constitutional rights are the presumption of innocence. You are considered innocent before this court until proven guilty. The right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. You may hire your own lawyer if you like, or if you qualify, you may get a court-appointed public defender. In any case before this court, we encourage you to have a lawyer. A lawyer's job is to provide legal advice, help you decide how best to resolve your case. Please understand that the people who work in the court system, first and the judge and the police officers, are not allowed to give you legal advice and are not allowed to evaluate your case or tell you how best to handle it. This is the job of an attorney, which is why we recommend that you have a lawyer. You have the right to a trial. There are 2 types of trials, a jury trial and a non-jury trial. At any trial, you have the right to cross-examine witnesses that are brought to testify against you. You have the right to bring documents, evidence, or other witnesses to testify, and you may choose to testify on your own behalf. If you have any particular questions about your constitutional rights or need a more detailed explanation, please let the judge know when your case is called and these rights can be explained again. What is the purpose of Plea and Arraignment Day?
There you go. Did you do any drug screen checks?
Plea and Arraignment Day is not a trial day. It is a pre-trial day.
Okay.
Today is a day we use to get cases resolved that can be resolved without a trial. Those cases that cannot get resolved get moved over to a special day specifically set up for trials. Please note that on plea and arraignment days, police officers are not required to be in court. Therefore, you will not see them here today. Police officers are here on trial days, and in fact, the court requires them to be present for trial. The arraignment portion of today is to make sure you understand your constitutional rights, which we have just reviewed, what you have been charged with and what your ticket is for, and the potential maximum penalty you may receive per ticket or per charge. The maximum penalties for each charge are generally governed by state law, It does not matter who writes the ticket. The same maximum penalty applies. For most offenses under state law, a maximum penalty can be up to a $1,000 fine plus state taxes and surcharges and/or up to 1 year in jail. The solicitor will review the maximum penalties for your case with you individually. This is not to say that you are going to receive the maximum penalty. Just please be aware of what the maximum penalties are for your case. Some charges have mandatory penalties attached to them. These are the bigger cases, such as DUIs, driving with a suspended license, driving with a suspended registration, and driving without insurance. These types of cases can carry mandatory minimum jail time, mandatory license suspensions, mandatory requirements that you attend a defensive driving school, or mandatory requirements to complete a certain number of community service hours. If you have a case that requires mandatory penalties, we will let you know what those penalties are. Also, please be aware that if you are in a situation where there are repeat offenses, the fines and penalties may be higher. The plea portion of Plea and Arraignment Day is to give you the opportunity to enter a plea. Generally, there are 3 types of pleas that you have the right to enter. The first is a guilty plea, and the second is a plea of not guilty. And the third is a Nolo Contendre plea, which is often called no contest. There is no fourth category called guilty with an explanation. It simply does not exist. It is possible that you were told to come to court, see the judge, tell the judge that you are guilty, and then give a 20-minute explanation about why you did what you did in hopes of lessening the penalties associated with your charge. That does not work in this court. The reason that it does not work is because we do not negotiate fine amounts. For every offense, there is a preset fine amount. Please understand that the fine is the same regardless of whether you mailed your payment to the court, paid at the window earlier today before we got started, or if you wait to plead your case in front of the judge. The fine schedule stays the same, and the fine amounts do not change. This may be different than what you've heard or seen in other courts. But the reason why we follow a set fine schedule and do not negotiate fine amounts is because we want to treat the same types of cases the same way. By using a set fine schedule, we are able to treat people that have the same types of tickets the same way. It is a way to be consistent with everybody here today and with the people that came to court last week, last month, or last year. There are no surprises in the system. By treating similar cases in similar ways, we are able to be consistent and predictable, which results in a more fair system to everyone. The first type of plea you may enter is a plea of guilty. In entering a guilty plea, you are admitting to the allegations of the city against you, and you are accepting the penalties associated with that offense as recommended by state law and the solicitor. You can enter a guilty plea by speaking with the solicitor about your case and presenting your guilty plea to the judge in court. If you were told that your offense was a payable offense, you can skip this process and go to the clerk's window at any time to pay the fine and close your case. The second type of plea you may enter is a plea of not guilty. In entering a not guilty plea, you are disputing the allegations of the city against you. In this situation, your case will be set for a trial at a later date. The final type of plea you may enter is a plea of Nolo Contendre. A Nolo Contendre plea is also called a no contest plea. You are not admitting guilt with this plea, but you are also not contesting the prosecutor's ability to prove your guilt. Not everybody qualifies for a no contest plea. Whether or not you qualify for a no contest plea depends upon your driver's history, your criminal history, and the nature of your charge. No contest pleas do appear on your driver's history. The general benefit of a no contest plea for certain traffic tickets is that such a plea can save you points against your driver's license. Entering a plea of no contest does not change the fine or penalty associated with your offense. The fines and penalties remain the same. The general drawback of entering a plea of no contest is that you can only enter a no contest plea once every 5 years. If you are not sure whether it is the best time to use a no contest plea, you should speak with a lawyer who can advise you further. As we work through the afternoon, we will make no contest pleas available, and the clerks will have further instructions in just a few moments. Finally, it is important to have a brief overview of the trial process. If you enter a plea of not guilty, your case will proceed to trial. There are 2 types of trials. The first type of trial is a bench trial. In a bench trial, your case will be heard by and decided by the judge without a jury. The other type of trial is a jury trial. In a jury trial, your case will take place in state court and will be heard and decided upon by a jury of your peers. In both cases, you will have the ability to cross-examine witnesses that are brought to testify against you, the right to bring documents, evidence, and witnesses to testify on your behalf, and the right to testify yourself on your own behalf. On trial days, there is no set fine schedule, and we cannot control what happens in the county if you decide to have a trial there. You are strongly encouraged to have a lawyer if you choose to proceed to trial. Lawyers can help you with trial procedure, the rules of evidence, and all other court rules. Lawyers can also help you evaluate your case and prepare your legal defenses. Finally, lawyers can help you avoid saying things in court that may hurt your case. When people come to court without a lawyer, they want to present an explanation. Sometimes these explanations result in testimony that makes the situation worse or reveals aggravating circumstances about their case. Overall, it is important to understand that lawyers can help you find the best way to resolve your case and can ensure that you do not accidentally harm your case. Now that we've discussed your constitutional rights, the purpose of plea and arraignment day, and the trial process, we are about ready to get started. For those of you who have payable offenses and wish to pay your fine and complete your case, the clerks will give you instructions on how to do that in a moment. Also, there may be an opportunity to reset your case to a later calendar. The clerk will have further information on that as well. As a result, we are going to turn it over to the clerks to get us started. Thank you for your attention. City of Kennesaw versus Aaron Gomez. Good morning. How are you?
Good, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Let's see, sir, you have a citation for violation of Class D license,
That is right.
and you wish to enter a plea of guilty. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in the matter pending before this court shall be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you a few documents that talk about your constitutional rights and go over those with you. You can lower your hand. First, I'm showing you what's been marked waiver of right to counsel. Have you had the chance to review this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to an attorney to represent you in this case. If you are unable to obtain an attorney, you may request a court-appointed attorney. By signing this document, you're waiving or giving up that right and moving forward with your plea today. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
wish to waive your right to an attorney in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll accept your waiver. Showing you what's been marked waiver of jury trial. Have you had the chance to review this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to a trial by jury in this case. By signing this document, you're waiving or giving up that right and moving forward with your plea today. Do you wish to waive your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll accept your waiver. I'm showing you what's been marked a plea proceeding record, acknowledgement, and waiver of rights. Have you had the chance to review this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you wish to waive the rights that are explained in this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll accept your waivers. I find that they're knowingly, freely, and voluntarily given. The solicitors made a recommendation in your case of a fine of $290. Would you be able to pay that fine today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this the plea you'd like for me to accept?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anyone making you or forcing you to enter this plea today?
No, Your Honor.
Are the allegations of the city with regards to this charge true and correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll accept your plea of guilty to Class D license violation. I find that the plea is freely and voluntarily given and that there's a factual basis for your plea. The sentence of the court is a fine of $290 to be paid to the clerk today, and that will complete and close your case. I wish you good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. He is going, he's going to from the jail. That's a revocation hearing at Thursday. He may change his mind. Let's see, City of Kennesaw versus David Johnston. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Okay.
So, Mr. Johnston, you have citations for driving under the influence of alcohol and possession of open container. And I've got your application for a court-appointed attorney. It indicates on your application that you're unemployed. Tell me about that.
Yes, I was employed with a staffing agency. I'd been working at a warehouse in Ackworth. And then after my arrest, I actually was no longer employed with them. I have not been employed since then, and I didn't have a whole lot saved up before the incident. So that's the reason for the application for the attorney.
I see. Are you seeking employment now?
Yes, but I knew this was coming up, so, I didn't want to go too hard into it because I thought, I would just get hired and lose the job immediately anyway. So I wasn't sure, how this was going to end up today, obviously,
All right, so you're not seeking, you haven't been seeking a job yet.
No.
What type of work do you do?
I do mostly landscaping and occasionally warehouse jobs during the winter time. That's what I've been doing the last several years.
Right. when you had a paycheck from the staffing job at the warehouse, how much did you make a month?
Gosh, it would have probably been about, say about 1,200. Maybe 1,600, I don't know, what, 400 times 4?
Okay, about 1,600 a month.
If, yeah, full time, yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and approve you for a court-appointed attorney. They'll get you a name and contact information there at the window. What we'll do is continue the case for 2 weeks
Okay,
to give you the opportunity to meet with your court-appointed attorney and be prepared for court. Okay,
okay.
all right, go ahead to the window. I'll get you taken care of. Yes, it is, actually. Let's see, it was assigned in February. Parking space before. Right, that was already. Is that what it is? His wife was on tape. Was the opposite. They left the area. Jackson. Nothing. You see, if you look all of you, I just talked about it. Here in as well. Yeah. Here in. There. It is the immersion. See the only one? Mr. Keith was out. I thought Mr. Keith just got some of that. Who charged for the last Thursday? I wanted to address the issue. Talk about that. So that's Mr. Shots. You know, it's crazy. I didn't see much. Really think that they would just. The place is probably as big as this room, all the way out. But there's walls. Tasso. A lot of things you can do with it. I mean, it's great for omelets. It's great for red beans and rice. You got it? Yeah, or bring it. We'll do it. I'll help you out with that problem. Aren't we gonna do a chili cook-off? Haven't we talked about that? At some point in time, doing our own Kennesaw chili cook-off for courts.
I didn't know that.
We might should do that. Well, let's roll it around. No, go for it. Bring it. I like it. Yeah. I bet. City of Kennesaw versus Jared Pollock. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So, Mr. Pollock, you have a citation for speeding 15 to 18 miles per hour over the limit. And it looks like you wish to enter a plea of no contest. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in the matter pending before this court shall be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you several documents that talk about your constitutional rights and go over those with you. First, I'm showing you what's been marked waiver of right to counsel. Excuse me. Have you had the opportunity to review this document?
Yes.
You have the right to an attorney to represent you in this case. If you are unable to obtain an attorney, you may request a court-appointed attorney. By signing this document, you're waiving or giving up that right in moving forward with your plea today. Do you wish to give up your right to an attorney in this case?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Accept your waiver. I'm showing you what's been marked a waiver of jury trial. Have you had the chance to review this document?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a trial by jury in this case. By signing this document, you're waiving or giving up that right and moving forward with your plea today. Do you wish to waive your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Okay. Is this your signature?
Yes.
I'll accept your waiver. I'm showing you what's been marked a plea proceeding record, acknowledgement, and waiver of rights. Have you had the chance to review this document?
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to waive the rights that are explained in this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept your waivers. Find that your waivers are knowing and voluntarily given. Voluntarily given. The solicitors made a recommendation in your case of a fine of $158. Would you be able to pay that fine today?
Yes, sir.
Is this the plea that you'd like for me to accept?
Yes,
Are you a citizen of the United States?
I am.
Is anyone making you or forcing you to enter this plea today?
No, sir.
Are the allegations of the city with regards to this charge essentially true and correct?
Yes.
All right, well, I'll accept your plea of no contest to speeding 15 to 18 over. I find that the plea is freely and voluntarily given and that there's a factual basis for the plea. The sentence of the court is a fine of $158 to be paid to the clerk today, and that will complete and close your case. I wish you good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. You go right this way, sir. Moved.
Yep, that's.
You too.
Doing well. How are you, Judge? No, Judge, I'm just gonna reset once we got off. We're gonna reset. Thank you.